Oh, hey there, comic book community. It's your boy, King Midas Collects. Welcome back to another video. This one's a special one. Got a little shout out from the YouTube community to do a top 50. My boy Beauty Comics decided to hit me up. He hit about 20 other people and just wanted to see collections. I think he was tired of seeing the same old CGC unboxings, new comic book day pickups, con hauls, so on and so forth. So we wanted to dive deep into PCs. Now, my books are everywhere. I got 30,000 comic books, so it would have been a difficult task, undertaking, if you will, to really dig through and find the exact top 50 of the books that I love. So I kind of grabbed an amalgamation of things that were around and things that I felt like needed to be preserved and sent to CGC at some point, and just some of my favorite books that spoke to me throughout the years. For the very longest time when I worked in a comic book store and managed and ran it, I was just a reader. I just read books. Didn't ever once think about speculation or understand why certain books rose up in value, etc., etc. I was in the back reading trades, Marvel Essentials, DC Essentials, whatever, the black and whites, you know, trying to gain that knowledge base. It wasn't until the last few years where I started buying variants and really wanted to get into the variant hunting scene. But of course, keep within the artists that I enjoyed, you know, Adam Hughes, Dave Stevens, Art Germ, Jenny Frison, Peach Momoko, Yoshitaka Amano, just to name a few. So and classic stuff like a Neil Adams or Todd McFarlane. Some of the good Batmans and House of Secrets, so on and so forth. So I just grabbed a few things and we're going to talk about it. I don't know if I have necessarily 50, but I have a decent amount sitting in front of me. In fact, I didn't grab the pile back there of slabs that I wanted to show you guys too. So, because these are first, and you actually saw me getting up in the video, we'll start with these. You might have seen this one in the last comic haul video, because this is pretty much brand new, but I've been searching for this Journey of Mystery 103 for a while. So first appearance of Enchantress and Executioner, if you're counting, but Enchantress is what we want here in a 5.0. So it's just really cool to see this book. It doesn't pop up very often, and it was on my Grail list. So showing that off again. Next up, I did my first ever CGC submission in 2020, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just sending in books using my own keen eye to see if everything was in the 9.6 to 9.8 range. Unfortunately, only 2 books came back in 9.8. I think the lowest I got was 8.5, then a 9, and then almost everything else was like 9.2, 9.4, which is fine. Nothing was pressed or cleaned, and there's definitely a lot of pressable defects that could come out of those books, including an 8.5 Vengeance number 1, 1-15 variant. They got an 8.5. That book can be pressed. So we might have to do that one because that's a big book to sit at an 8.5. Anyway, here was one of the 9.8s right here. This Jock 880. I mean, all-time classic cover. So happy that out of everything in that 13 book submission, that this was one of the ones that got the 9.8. So happy to have that. Next up, this book's kind of tanked a little bit, but I'm sure it's going to skyrocket up when Ahsoka shows up. We have a Star Wars Clone Wars in the 9.6 here. We got this one when I was out in New Mexico for a trip. So I saw the guy said he just got it in his store the day prior, so we snagged it for a good price. I think I'm under at the moment, but this will always be a highly sought after book, so happy to have it. Next up, a lot of people don't know about this creator, but again, Yoshitaka Amano did a lot of covers for this series, this anime series, Vampire Hunter D. There's a book that came out in 2016, I believe, The Messenger from Mars, which was supposed to be this ongoing, and only one issue ever came out. Art Germ did a special cover for it. He did a color and a black and white. And I didn't know there was a black and white, but originally when I bought this, the store said that there was a 9.8. Unfortunately, there's an error and they only had a 9.6, which is fine. It doesn't matter because having an Art Germ Vampire Hunter D book is phenomenal, signed by Art Germ. So really happy to have this. And because there wasn't a 9.8, I also got a signed sketchbook for free from them. So that's how you take care of your customers. Next up are the two bigger books in this collection. Again, I'm not, when it comes to my PC, it's a lot of reader stuff. I don't have like big high dollar value books, and that's never been a priority for me. But we do have some bangers. So here we have X-Men number 4 in the 3.5 CBCS, very first appearance of the Evil Brotherhood of Mutants. Oh, excuse me, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. First appearance of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in comics. Second overall appearance of Magneto. So it's a big book. And then this one I found out later in life was more sentimental because I showed this to my dad and he flipped. He was like, "Kid, I couldn't tell you the name of this dude, but when I was a kid, I used to draw him all the time." My dad is a pretty good artist, and comic books were a big inspiration, although he didn't really collect them. He's more of an action figure guy. But I showed him this book. I was like, I got this in a 9.8. We're talking about that Avengers 196, the first appearance of Taskmaster. First cover appearance and full appearance, excuse me. He had a cameo in 195. But when my dad saw this, he was like, I don't know, divine intervention of you picking this book of all books to get in the 9.8. And this was the guy that I drew time and time again when I was a kid. So I thought that was phenomenal. June of 1980 in the old CGC label there, but 9.8. Love that book. Okay, we mentioned Neil Adams. This one is a 1 in 1,000 convention exclusive. So this isn't the original cover, but it's nice to have this issue here for $2.51. Iconic Neil Adams, rest in peace. We do miss him every day and everything he did for the comic book community. So I definitely wanted to show that. I'm just glad that I have a copy of it. Next up, this is also a book that just recently came out. Yoshitaka Amano, Final Fantasy fame. Anything that this man draws, which is few and far in between, I'm going to pick up no matter the price. And this one was just one of the ones that really spoke. Comic books are subjective, art is subjective, and it talks to us and speaks to us in different ways. And this one really moved me. So I do like to buy comics just based on the art alone sometimes, and deservedly so for that one. And speaking of artwork, another one that just recently came out, this Seth MacKinnon Poison Ivy. MacKinnon known for Magic the Gathering paintings and cards, but jumping into the foray of comics. So hopefully Seb decides to continue doing some more comic book covers, because this is unbelievable. Can't talk about art without talking about one of the GOATs. Adam, I don't know why I'm blacking. Alex Ross, I don't know why I say Adam. Black Adam, that's why. One of the best Black Adam covers out there, so good to have this. I tried to get it pressed. I think there's a color breaking spine tick that isn't going to come out of it, so I don't think it's going to hit the 9.8. It's probably 9.4. Still a very pretty book. But movie comes out soon, guys. Next up, this one's really cool again because it's just the rarity of it and just being there, having this book. Unfortunately, I wasn't there in person, right? But I heard about it and got somebody to pick it up for me. But this is Wonder Woman #1. This is the 75th anniversary panel exclusive. In 2016, they had a panel for the movie, and everyone that was there got handed out this book. So it's got a little chip damage, unfortunately. Again, you're talking about somebody who isn't into comic books but goes to Comic-Cons and picked this up for me. So the fact that it came back in any decent shape and not like folded up like a magazine in the backpack means a lot. But it's just a unique book that you don't see. So I wanted to share that one. The oldest book in my collection Comic Cavalcade from 1943. 96 pages. These were like seasonal editions, so I don't know if this is the spring or the fall one, but this is the oldest book that I have in my collection, and I just think it's phenomenal. You don't see stuff like this. So we can put that over there. Next up here in my little pile, can't talk about art without talking about Michael Turner, right? This is a 20, I'm not sure what year this is, but this is a San Diego Comic-Con Aspen exclusive cover for Supergirl #1. And we miss Michael every day, you know? But you can't talk about comic book art without talking about Michael Turner. Speaking of the next generation of art, again, another cover that just came out, Tahani Far with the Eternus #1. This is the metal variant here. So this is the banger expensive one. Scout Comics put out a ton of exclusives at New York Comic Con, so you can buy those. I think they were like $35 on the website, and now they're going for like $70. Next up, man, I got debated on this one. I really thought this was Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes issue 23, but no, this is the La Mole Superman 43 variant here, but featuring that Adam Hughes cover, the one that everyone wants, this most sought after variant, one of the most sought after variant covers out there. It's still cool to have. This is still anywhere from $150 to $250, I believe. But if you're looking for that Supergirl, it's like a $2,000 book. Man, it's so good. Can you see it? I love it. Shout out to Beauty again for doing this. Really fun to stroll down memory lane and to take that deep dive into people's PCs, because we all have very unique PCs. And I didn't want to. I mean, I'm sure I'm showing off books that other people also have, but they're not those like keys that everyone has, right? You're not like ASM 129 or I don't know, like King, Avengers 9. Seems like everyone has. I don't have those books, you know. I just have what speaks to me. And speaking of that, Ninja Turtles issue #4, the Nintendo variant cover there in the second print. This book is spicy. I'm pretty sure it's a 9.6. There's no blemishes with it. I can't believe I found this in the condition that it's in. So hopefully at some point we can get it sent off to CGC. Next up, I just want to talk about Peach Momoko, and this is one of the craziest variants that nobody knows about. This is Franklin and Ghost Origins #1 from Source Point Press in 2019. This is the metal cover. And I wish there wasn't a glare on this or anything, man, because this cover is so cool. Get that little fox there with the sunglasses on. Wish you guys can. I'll take a picture of this and put it on Instagram, because this is a phenomenal cover. You can kind of see it there in a 9.8, of course. And I'm not privy. Like, if I get a book in a 9.6 like that Archer, I'd always be happy with anything 9.4 and above. You know, how can you complain about that? They're still near mint. Next up, you got to show my boy Rhino, ASM 41 there. Very nice copy of it. I mean, it's mid-grade. It's definitely got some tanning. There is tape on the uppermost staple, but it presents really, really well. So happy to have that in the collection. Next up, some Lucio Parillo goodness. Showing off some Queen Sonia. A lot of people passed up on this series because it was Sonia, but all these Parillo covers are going to skyrocket in value. I guarantee you, because of the low print runs. And we can't talk about Parillo and Red Sonia without showing off some Vampirella. So here's a Virgin variant of one of the books that came out maybe in the last year or so. And it's just Nobody paints better, in my opinion. Just kills it. Just kills it. Another oldie here. Show you guys Eerie issue number 1. Nice to have some PCH, right? Some old school there, 1951. What's great about this book too is that it is absolutely gorgeous on the inside. White page. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the page quality in that book. And that's got to account for something from 1951. Michael Turner again, because nobody does it better, you know. Red Hulk, Wizard World exclusive. Yeah, the 2008 Los Angeles Wizard World exclusive there for Red Hulk number 1. Again, as a modern variant chaser, you got to have some Bombshell. Batgirl 28. We got to get that Wonder Woman. I really want that Wonder Woman Bombshell cover. Her wearing the top hat. I think that one's the biggest one to get. Issue 37, 38, I can't remember. But here's Batgirl, issue 28. Awesome, awesome cover. As a New Yorker, I think everyone has to have this comic book in their collection because of the significance of it. We're talking about ASM 36, the black 9/11 cover here. Not much to say, but shout out to New York, right? And everyone that was affected that day. You know, we think about it all the time, and it's really shaped the way the world is today. So it's a big comic book here, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. Next up, another awesome variant cover here with She-Ra, He-Man and Masters of the Universe number 18. She has the power. Just an awesome cover, you know. Tell me, is anyone else going to show this off in their top 50? I don't think so. I don't think so. Warren Lau goodness, Power Girl 27. This was an A cover, guys. This was an A cover. Unbelievable. Awesome. Awesome book. I mean, who doesn't like Power Girl? Unfortunately, my copy, I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, you can't. Or kind of. See, there's like a faint near the signature to the right. There's this line that goes, this printing line that goes all the way down. So that affects it. So it's so unfortunate. I really, really wanted to get that one slab, but with that line there, I don't know if that will come out. Some more Artgerm, of course. Artgerm's first comic book cover. I believe it's his first like significant cover that blew him up. Batgirl 12 here. And it's been done in homage time and time again, but here's the original. Back to some Adam Hughes here. Zatanna. Nobody says Zatanna. Issue 16 there, the gorgeous leg cover. Fire book. Josh Middleton, Batgirl. There's a theme here. There's a lot of Batgirl, but you know, when somebody does it right, Barb's is top of the list here. 24, right? 23, excuse me. Batgirl 23 here. Middleton, another name. He just always does it right. This, I had to show you guys this because of how clean it is. Is that what is that at the bottom there? Okay, I think that's just the book. I was like, oh my god. But DC Comics presents here number 26, because I'm dumb and should know that right off the rip. Newsstand. Very first appearance in the new Teen Titans there. This book is a 9.8. This is a 9.8 candidate. I mean, it is pretty. Honestly, I can't. I look at it, I'm like, what? This book is in my collection? Are you kidding me? All right, now we're talking about some sentimental stuff. Nobody's going to show off this book, but this is the cardstock variant for Flash 754. You know why this book speaks to me, man? Because I used to run track, and I resonated with Flash so much growing up. You know, being a Filipino kid, Asian facing, you know, I am Peruvian and Costa Rican as well, but you know, you didn't see too many Asian kids running around and being super fast, and everyone used to be like, man, you're the fastest Asian kid I've ever seen in my life. So, you know, I used to try to rock the red and the gold whenever I could, because Flash really spoke to me. And just this, like him getting ready, you know, stretching, I can't get enough of this cover, and this one is one of my favorites. And you know, I have 3 copies of it because every time I see it, I just pick it up. Absolutely love it. And there's no value to it, right? It's just an amazing cover. Next up, speaking of amazing books, man, when I first read Hawkeye, dude, I don't think anyone, Fraction just absolutely destroyed this book. It's just one of my favorite reads. I don't care about value or it being a spec book of any kind. It's just a very good comic book. Read it if you get a chance. Showing off some more first appearances here. The very first appearance of X-23. It's about a 9.6 candidate, I'd say. Maybe 9.4. 9.4, 9.6 there. And then Nick's issue number 3. Next up, Invincible Iron Man number 9. First full appearance of Riri Williams. This one is special because right here, that is a Brian Michael Bendis signature on that book. When I saw him in Hawaii back in 2017, he was there. Robotech, Maycross Saga, really got me into manga and anime. One of the very first ones. Happy to have that book in the collection. Very nice. 8.0, about an 8.0, 8.5 copy. There was some spine ticks for sure. But a lot of people don't have that in their collection. Another book that really, really got me to preach about comic books, Why the Last Man. Can't say enough about this book. I haven't watched a TV show. Unfortunately, nobody's speaking to it, like the volumes. If it was absolutely phenomenal, you know, we would hear about it more. So unfortunately, I guess the show didn't do as well as it could have. But the book will forever be one of the greatest comic books written. Some more Adam Hughes. You know, you can't... I mean, Baroness, it doesn't get any sexier than that. Good cover. Next up, I don't have a giant size. A lot of people might show that. Again, one of those big keys, right? Or a Hulk 180 or Hulk 181. But issue 94 here, can't go wrong. Second full appearance of this team of X-Men here, and really got X-Men on the map. Oof. David Mack. One of the best David Mack covers of all time here. Daredevil End of Days, issue number 3. That cover speaks for itself. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to have it slabbed up. These are really fun. I have all of the Tron variants. So 617 is significant here for Thor because it's the first appearance of Kid Loki. But these were amazing, amazing variant covers when they were promoting Tron Legacy back in 2011. Next up, again, iconic Adam Hughes, that Catwoman 51 with the Lost numbers. Just a very significant book. You know, hey, Black Panther next month. Gotta talk about Sherry, right? Here's the issue 1 variant here that I bought at Baltimore Comic-Con last year. Can't wait for this year. We got a couple weeks left. So we'll be looking out for some variants, but I had to show off that book because it's just a very, very beautiful book. One of my personal favorite Adam Hughes books, and I probably should have put all the Adam Hughes stuff in order, but this one is Wonder Woman 184, her seeing her old self, Sensation Comics, Wonder Woman era, but signed by Adam Hughes. And this one does have a certificate of authenticity on the back of it. So we did show off one Ginny Frizen book, I believe, already. If not, Let's show off some Jenny Frison, shall we? We can't not have a Vaughn King Midas video without some Jenny Frison. And these are the most sought after Jenny Frisons. We showed this off once before. But Vampirella, issue number 2 here. Limited, a certificate of authenticity on the back of this one says limited to 25 copies of this Virgin. Like, what? I thought it was 50, but that one says 25. This one says 50 here for issue number 1. It's absolutely, like, nobody has these. Nobody has these. 50 copies, issue number 5. This one's probably like my second favorite because of the butterfly effect there. It's amazing, absolutely stunning. And then last with the Vampirella stuff here, limited to 50 copies, issue number 3. This book, I'm telling you, absolutely stunner. Needs a press because it looks like that corner got dinked there a little bit, so I got to be careful with it. I gotta be absolutely careful with these. Only 50 in existence, 25 for that one book. Oh my god, we got a couple more left here. Let me see, 5 books left, y'all. We show off Dolphin, issue 79. Yeah, 79. One of the most iconic, like, good girl covers from the Silver Age, anyway. I just absolutely love this cover. This one, a lot of people probably show off in their collection, but what's special about it for me is just pulling it off the shelf, you know, and reading about it and hearing about this new Spider-Man that was coming out, and wondering how the reception was going to be, because it wasn't very good at first, but I was all for it. Really happy that, you know, 10 years later, Miles is thriving. But Ultimate Fallout, issue number 4, signed by Brian Michael Bendis. And that is a 9/8 candidate. Next up, we'll show you this one because I just absolutely love that this is in my collection. I don't have 48, but I do have 49 and 50, and here's issue 50 of Fantastic Four, The Surfer. Silver Surfer, one of my favorite, all-time favorite comic book characters. Glad to have that. This one's really special because I got to meet Jim Lee in person at one of the conventions in Hawaii. So of all books, I decided to get him to sign this comedian variant here, the 1 in 100. It's either 1 in 100 or 1 in 250. But he signed the comedian Jim Lee variant cover here. So thank you so much for signing that. Very happy to just have somebody in the comic book industry that you see that's an Asian man that is leading his, you know, his peers and being what is he? He's the president of DC these days, right? So that's incredible. Shout out to Jim Lee. And last but not least, back to Miss Frison. Probably your best cover ever, and I can't wait to have this preserved as well because it needs to be in a slab. And this book just came out this past year. Yeah. Sandman, Nightmare Country, issue number 1. The Death Jenny Frison cover. Enough said, right? I should have pulled out the Sandman issue number 8 because that definitely belongs in the top 50 here. Death is one of my all-time favorite characters. And I also have the Action Comics... is it 893, 894? You know, she was on the cover there, but I have the variant cover for that. And again, you know, with so many comic books, it's just hard to really grab everything that I wanted to grab. There's so many Batmans that could have fit in this that speak to me that I really wanted to show you guys, but that's okay. You know, we grabbed what we could here, and I hope that I showed off some books that you guys haven't seen in other PCs, especially something as cool as that Flash 754. I mean, if anything, that's one of my all-time favorite comic books. Yeah, just like looking over at it right now, it just makes me happy knowing that comic book exists. So, how did I do? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't have anyone to shout out. It seemed that beauty kind of hit everyone that I wanted to see their PCs of. Maybe somebody like Nick's Kicks and Comics or DJ Links. If you guys haven't been tagged yet, hey, you have a top 50 you want to show off, or a special like these are my top 50 indies, my top 50 X artists, whatever you want to do, that'd be cool. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, Bag and Boredom.